Hi Aquarius, I'm Love from a Leo, and today you are going to be watching your October 2018 tarot reading, and we're going to be using the deck of the Tarot Mucha deck. Oh, and two cards fell out. We have the Hangman, and we have the Hierophant in reverse. So there could be Aries or Pisces that's trying to come through really hard right now. This could also be a situation where you are trying to stay on the fence about something or you're not committing to something. Let's go ahead and see what this is about. So, first of all, I want to say welcome back to the channel if you are familiar, and welcome if you are new. It is officially Libra season. In the end of October, we will transition into Scorpio season. So let's go ahead and see what this means for you as an Aquarius. So Aquarius, Libra, sister signs. This is sort of your element. Now balance, however, may not be your element as an Aquarius. So let's go ahead and see maybe what's going on with the communications. Is there enough communication going on? I feel like there is some mystery. There's some, or if it's not mystery, then there's a sense of unknown as far as how someone feels or how someone is thinking about something. There's an unknown sense of something. So let's go ahead and see. That's just without me pulling any cards. So the energy for the beginning of your October is Five of Wands. So this is competition, this is bickering, this is arguing. This could also be, if this has to do with a job, this could be like power struggles or ego struggles, or even like problems with your boss. And so that's kind of that's the energy of what we're dealing with in the beginning of October. And it's also dealing with maybe you feeling not as confident, or maybe not physically not as strong as you usually are. There's also maybe some stagnation or some procrastination going on because you just physically don't have all the resources that you need, or maybe you feel like you have to stop and take a break with something to try to figure out what your next step is going to be. And that's just all downloaded from, I don't know, I'm just feeling that right now. So to start off, we have the Knight of Pentacles here. So this is usually Capricorn energy. But this is someone who is definitely, I don't want to say selfish, but they definitely think about what they need to do for themselves. But at the same time, they are willing to share and have a good time with other people. You just have to be worth it in their eyes. This is a person that can have a tendency to maybe come and go. So this could even be someone who comes and they share resources with you, but it's only that. It's nothing more than that. And I feel like this is a person who has a tendency to kind of just go out and do things and maybe not think about it. Or maybe this is someone who sparks something for you. They make you feel kind of, I don't know, they kind of just spark a fire for you. Or this is someone that you may feel like is always on the go, but you know that they mean well. Like, you know that they don't mean to hurt anything or to destroy anything, but sometimes it does happen with this person. So this is someone that you definitely know. This is someone that you feel strong feelings for, but you keep it kind of hidden. This is someone that your soul is familiar with, and I kind of feel like this is something that you kind of need to understand more, because there's like karmic connections tied to this. And being that we are in Libra season, we have the karmic card here. Well, the justice card, but you know, karma is connected with this card as well. It's in reverse, so I feel like you're starting to feel the short end of the stick when it comes to karma, and maybe you're starting to feel like uninspired, some of you for sure, and you're trying to figure out what's your next step. Like I said, you're trying to prioritize, and it really has you worried, because I think it's mostly connected to what you physically have, like your money, your material possessions. So a lot of you may be feeling like your integrity as an earth sign, if you have like earth in your chart, I'm saying, or maybe just you as a financial person, like maybe you just feel kind of, I don't know, you feel maybe unsteady. And then there's also, we have the death card here, so this could also be saying that you are at a point where you're at the worst of it, because it's about to get better, because you know, as the death card is all about transformation. This is also signifying that in the time where Scorpio season comes around, this could be a big time for you financially, to maybe have like a newfound understanding, a new path, a new way of thinking, so that you can make your own money and kind of work for yourself. And that leads us to the Seven of Pentacles here. So kind of mastering your everyday routine, figuring out what you need to do to kind of sustain a life for yourself. And this means different things for different people. It just depends on who you are, what you do, what you involve yourself with, what you allow yourself to involve yourself with. So let's go ahead and see. As a collective for Aquarius, what is the routine that needs to be focused on? What do they need to work on? Okay, so everyone needs to be, everyone as an Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising, you definitely need to focus on your finances. You need to focus on what's your next step. So if you're focusing on love right now, or if you're focusing on just things that just don't really matter at the moment, or if you're focusing on trying to get revenge on something, all of that needs to be put to the side. And it's time to just basically focus on where your money is. Like, you're being left out because you're not thinking about the things you need to think about, because I feel like you're missing an opportunity. There's someone who's been trying to help you. And again, it's this Eight of Cups person who's popping up again with this Empress energy. High Priestess energy. And it's like someone that I feel like you know. But for some reason, there's a stop. There's a blockage. And it's a secret, but it involves a journey. And it's like a mental journey. And I feel like it's stopping you from having that motivation to keep going, because that harmony is missing. So whoever you're not engaged with anymore, and I don't know how literal that means, but that's what I'm hearing. Like, there's a tie, there's a connection, there's a karmic connection to this person, there's a karmic connection to this soul. But I don't know why it's too foggy. Like, when I try to figure out what that connection is, it just, like, it's too foggy for me. So I'm not sure what that is, or maybe that's how you feel about this person. Maybe you feel like you can only go so far with this person. But because of all of this, it's causing you to not focus on your finances. It's causing you to not be abundant. And you being an air sign and you being an Aquarius, you're kind of about air being in motion. Kind of like if you want to imagine water being moved by the air that pushes it. That's what an Aquarius is. So it's like when you have these blockages with things that you get consumed with mentally, it stops everything else, because you are logic. You understand? So when when all of your focus is focused on one thing and there's no flow going else to other things, nothing else can happen for that Aquarius. So it's almost like you're stuck and you feel overwhelmed emotionally, because logically, which you are, you can't sort things out. So it's almost like if a baby is trying to say what it wants to say, but it can't, because there's too many thoughts, there's too many words that it doesn't know yet. And that's the feeling I'm getting, almost like a robot malfunctioning. And I don't want to say that that's what you're showing, but I feel like sometimes you feel like that. Like, you feel like you're just having a breakdown moment and you need to recharge, reset, but you're not sure how to reboot your system. Does that make any sense? So that's what I feel like for you guys. That's what's happening. And I think because of that mental struggle that's happening, it's really causing a breakdown in all other things, whether it's physically for your body, physically in your social life, in your love life, in your relationships with other people, how you interact, how you communicate. Everything is kind of at a weird standstill, just depending on how severe your circumstances are. So let's go ahead and see if there's anything else that I can see. We're going to go to the middle of October. So there's definitely a lot of information I feel like is blocked from you. But it's like, you know that you have some information that you need to obtain, but it's blocked right now because you have too many things that you need to fix. Or it may just be one thing you need to fix, but it's so big, or it's so it's something that's pulling you down. It's weighing you down in a way that you can't even focus on anything else. So we need to figure out what that is and how you can fix it. If you know what it is, you need to start figuring out how to fix it. Because this isn't healthy. Unless you just don't care about having fun or being able to just be happy. I feel like it's like taking away a lot of your happiness almost. Okay, so The energy for the middle of October is the Three of Cups in reverse. So this could be indulging, addictions, maybe overtelling or being jealous over a friendship or jealous over someone that you like. I almost get the feeling that this is something that only you feel like is a bad thing because it's not perfect for you. Like, I feel like you have a certain image of how you want something to be that you really like or love, but for some reason it just can't be that way. And so whatever's happening isn't necessarily bad, but for you it's bad because it's not your fantasy the way that you would want it to be. So I don't know what that's about. I definitely think it's tied to Scorpio season, and it can definitely be tied to past lives and definitely like karmic relationships, twin flames. There's been a strong connection with Aquarius is having twin flames lately, and I've been seeing that a lot, and I've been feeling it a lot lately. But I'm not sure exactly where it's coming from, where it's stemming from. But I know Aquariuses of all ages have been telling me that this has been happening, and or at least they feel that way, but they just need further confirmation. So if you feel that way and you need a little bit more confirmation, feel free to contact me, and we'll see what's going on with that, okay? So we're going to go ahead and go into the middle of your October. Like I said, this is the moon card. So again, that whatever that secret feeling that you have towards whatever that person is, it's coming up here. So in the middle of October, you may start to have some things unfold with this person. Let's go ahead and see what this is about. It's a unexpected change that you can't see. So this could be good or bad. Let's see. What's the unexpected change dealing with? Okay, so this is dealing with an air sign, someone who's definitely thinking, and I think they're trying to sort out what their next step is going to be or what they're going to say to the person that they want. And I definitely think it's going to be maybe a rejection. It could be dealing with someone who's a fire sign, but they can't move forward with this person because it just won't mentally work. And I don't know if this is what you're thinking, if you're this air sign that's coming up here, but whatever it is that this air sign or this person is thinking, they're not able to get to these next steps because it just logically can't work. There's something that just, it doesn't work, but it's brought up because of some type of tower moment or tower card where it doesn't really have anything to do with you, but it's something that you just can't even expect to happen, but it does bring forth maybe a discussion about how people feel about each other, or maybe a thought, like maybe it makes you think about something that you didn't even think of before, and it starts to make you kind of boss up, or it could make you understand this fire sign a little bit better. This is the King of Wands, so this is Leo, Sagittarius, or an Aries. This is definitely a person who is in control of what they want, and they understand desires, passions, goals, expression, feelings. They understand all of that very well, and they execute it whenever they feel is necessary. So let's see who this person is. Again, this is this person who's coming up in this transformative time. Definitely Scorpio related. It could be a Scorpio in your life, but for some reason I don't think that. I think it's that keeps signifying a person or a season in your life, or maybe a pitfall for some of you. It's like it's coming back. But I definitely think it's going to be recharged in Libra season leading up into Scorpio, because that's kind of the time where things get hashed up or brought up so that they can be finalized, so to speak. Who is this King of Wands? Okay, so I got a few cards. So this King of Wands is someone who could be a Virgo, but it's a Virgo that I feel is not quiet. Like they're more outgoing, or maybe they have placements in their chart that make them a more outgoing Virgo. This is someone that you don't argue with, and it's someone that you want to put more action towards, or you may think about a lot, but physically the resources that you have, you can't place them in your priority list right now for whatever reason. But this is someone who I feel like it's an internal knowing of something, definitely something that you probably fought in the past, or maybe this is someone that you said you didn't like, but you really do like this person, and it's someone that you just mentally can't stop thinking about, but it's not in a way that it makes you worry. It's just something that you constantly catch yourself thinking about this person, or you constantly catch this person's name running through your mind, or whatever the case may be. But you have too much on your mind, you have too much at stake right now, and it's just not practical for you to even try to put this a part of your priority list right now. So whoever this fire person is, they're definitely showing up as a person that I think you would like to become closer with, or even be able to communicate more with, but it's just not happening at this moment in time. We have the Fool card in reverse here, so this could be an Aries for you. This could also just mean that this you're going down a path that maybe isn't for you. So let's go ahead and see. What is this Fool card in reverse indicating? Okay. A few cards again. The Fool, okay. Okay, so emotionally, there's some distrust that's here. And it stems from someone wanting too much recognition or success. They want to be known, and I feel like it's that fire sign, or that fire side of you that wants to be recognized and acknowledged. But that's not what your sole purpose is. That's not what you're intended to do, at least not at this time. And you keep getting all of these signs to show you, hey, pay attention, this isn't what you're supposed to do. But for some reason, you're not taking it. And if you don't, I don't think it'll hurt you physically, but emotionally, you definitely will feel the sting. Or maybe the parts in your life that involve emotional connections will start to dwindle. And you'll start to see that people or your desires are wonky. You know, and I just feel like there's too much at stake for you not to realize who or what that you need to trust, because it's like you're going down this path where you're paying attention to things that you really you shouldn't. I don't want to say you shouldn't, but it's things that I feel like isn't really going to help you in the long run. Again, there's a lot of communication in this spread. So much so that I'm gonna go ahead and say that I feel like it's because you guys are not allowing yourself to receive messages, almost because you're just like, I'm closed for business. I don't want to analyze anything. I don't want to know anything. I don't want to do anything right now mentally. And so I feel like I had to wait to get into, a few days into October to soak up the knowledge that you guys should have been paying attention to, or maybe you're ignoring what you already know that I'm saying, so that you could kind of have more of a reassurance that this is what you need to be focused on. So if this is resonating with you, again, I don't think this is anything you cannot work on. I really think it's just a matter of you, like mind over matter, honestly. Mind over matter. Nine of Swords. Literally. All you have to do to stop worrying is to stop worrying. You have to figure out what your next step is. You have to figure out where you went wrong when you were trying to figure out what your path is and what your purpose is, and whatever it is. If this deals with work, if this is with love, if this is with your family life, your home life, yourself, health, whatever it deals with, you have to figure out where you went wrong, or where your purpose got hazy, where you started to forget why you were doing what you're doing, because that's where this stems from. And there's so much clutter here because you're not letting yourself think. And when you do that, it fucks up everything else emotionally for you as an Aquarius. You have to. If you don't think, it's almost like, I don't know, it's just going to be an overflow of emotions for you. And that we can't have that. You have to have that balance. Because when you think about logically how you feel as an Aquarius, you're allowing yourself to know how far to go, how far not to go. You're giving yourself limitations. You're giving yourself the knowledge, the stats to understand something. So you have to think, Aquarius, okay? Like, if you don't think, you're dead from the neck down. You understand? Like, if you don't think as an Aquarius, it's almost like you're a zombie walking around. You have to think. Like, I can't stress that enough. And it's almost like, I understand your mind is, like, really cluttered right now, but you have to. Like, you have to. I don't care if it means you have to get to yourself, if you have to meditate, if you have to ask someone else to help you. I don't know. Only you know what you need to do in order to get the answers that you need to find. So do it. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. So the energy that is going to be focused on the end of October, and this will definitely be Scorpio season, it's going to be about giving and taking. So again, with the balance, again with the justice, again with the karmic justice, the kind of that same Libra aspect kind of carrying itself throughout into Scorpio season, which I feel like is kind of like that purging moment for people spiritually. It's kind of like Libra season gives you the case on which you're trying to find, if you're guilty or not, or who's guilty and who's not. And then Scorpio season is when the purge comes out. That's when the consequence comes out. You understand what I'm saying? So that's kind of like when the sentencing kind of finalizes for me. So I feel like if you want a good sentence based on what I'm looking at right now, make sure you're confident in what you're sharing, what you're not sharing, who you trust, who you don't trust. Yeah. But it's all up to you. It's all about how you filling out the situation. But again, if you don't think, you're not going to know who to trust and who not to trust. You don't know what your limits are, so you have to think. I feel like the mess up or where it gets hazy at is in the middle of October, where it's almost like you mentally shut down, and it's like, oh, I don't want to think anymore. I don't want to think. You check out, and then that's when all the stuff starts piling up. So you really need to be aware of that if you don't want to go down the deep end. You can't just shut yourself off, okay? So we have the Knave of Pentacles in reverse. So this is someone who is definitely about their money, but he's in reverse. So this could be someone who's definitely greedy. I feel like this is also someone who could also, this is like either a good thing or a bad thing. Like you can either go one way or you can go the other way. And for some of you, if you're picking the wrong way, you're going to go down a long, long road of disharmony in emotions. And this means love, platonic, work, relations, partnerships, anything. You're going to receive a lot of hate, a lot of feelings of not being strong, not being confident, not feeling protected, vulnerable, feeling like you're being taken advantage of, feeling like you're not capable of doing something. If you choose to go down this road of being greedy and not being a person of integrity, okay? So you can go and have revenge if you would like. But remember when we had this 8 of Wands here pop up as the warning, that was the indication that that is not what your soul is supposed to do. You're not supposed to be here to get that recognition, to be vindicated, or to receive revenge or give revenge to someone. That's just not what you're meant to do right now. Your revenge will come later. You have to stop beating this dead horse of I have to get them back. Whatever this cycle that keeps repeating in your head, like I need to finish it off for good, you need to stop. You need to stop worrying about that and start worrying about your money, because your resources, your finances, your material possessions are dwindling because you're over here worried about something else and you're not doing what you need to do. And that's just the honest truth. Now, there's so many things that you can just start. You have the motivation behind you. You have that fire behind you. But it's like your focus, it's not there. This is you, Aquarius. You're upside down. You're not thinking. You're thinking from the feet up or something. You're thinking backwards almost. And here, you're running into things because you're not thinking it thoroughly. You're thinking about it in the weirdest way right now. Or you're not thinking about it at all and you're just doing. You're not thinking and you need to. This fire sign who keeps popping up, this Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, they're here. And right behind this card, we have the 10 of Cups here. So they're here and they are a blessing for you emotionally. But you're not allowing yourself to feel them emotionally. Because you're not thinking, Aquarius. When you can think, you can feel. Once you feel, you'll know, because you'll feel peace. And this person is going to push you. If you don't get along with this person, they're either going to push you to that point, or they're going to push you to a point where you have to learn how to deal with them. If you do love this person, they're going to be there until you emotionally find this peace with them. They're not going anywhere. It's literally here. And for some of you, it could be me. Maybe I'm, like just watching the videos and kind of figure, like me telling you what you already know could be just another confirmation for you. But obviously, this person, whoever it is, they're here to try to teach you where your peace lies. But at the same time, it's like you feel like you're missing out if you don't get both things. And it just doesn't work that way. Sometimes it's like everybody can't have everything at one time. So sometimes you have to take your peace where you can get it. And sometimes you have to cut ties with things that you can't have. And being that, it will be Scorpio season, it will be very intense. There will be a lot of feelings, a lot of people going and doing things based off of solely how they feel. And literally creating their universe, creating their reality. So you have to be very, very careful who you're messing with, who you're dealing with. And again, I cannot stress this enough. If anything, by the time Scorpio season comes, you must, and I repeat, especially if you have strong Scorpio placements, you must, as an Aquarius, think. Even though, and I know it's going to be a water season, it's going to be, you know, about emotions. You must think, because that is where your sensitivity comes when it comes to all of this feeling shit. It starts with your logic, okay? Even if you're mostly water, if you are a sun sign, moon sign, or a rising sign Aquarius, you need to focus on thinking before you do, before you commit to how you feel about something, because you have a lot of power in this season. And I'm telling you because I feel it. There's a lot of communication that's going to be happening. You may not be able to receive everything, you know, once you get it, but you have to understand that as long as you're receiving and as long as you can sense and feel things coming through, that means that you're thinking. As soon as you can't feel shit, you might be in a lot of trouble in Scorpio season, especially if you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart. You will probably fuck some shit up. Okay, so we don't need none of that. Do you see this? It'll literally be like a full ass anime show for you if you go crazy. It will. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like, I'm seeing like the destruction, like, I don't know, like the apocalypse. Like, that's what I'm seeing if you just don't think. So you can't do that, okay? Other than that, I think this is actually a really, really good reading. I liked what I saw, and I actually understood a lot of what's happening for the Aquarius at this time as a collective. There's definitely more details that can, you know, change how things go for you depending on your placement. If you would like to know more about your situation, or maybe you'd like to know more about a specific situation in your life, all you have to do is contact me. I'll leave all of my information down below for you. Please leave a like, a comment, or subscribe if you liked or loved or hated anything that I said here. Everything helps. And yeah, I'm love from a Leo. If I'm not your favorite Leo, one day I will be. And until next time, Aquarius, I will see you very, very soon. Bye.